Okay, let's see how we can get details of the user. Um, we're using an in-memory store, um, and it's this structure here, this cart structure. This is going to record all the details of the shopping as it goes through, and here's where we create it. So we create it during the setup response. So that's where we create our cart ID and we put in a user, and we're putting in the user fake, but I actually want to get the user ID or some details of the user. I want to pick that out. Now what happens is during the setup, we get sent this object here. So this object is a bit of XML, and it's got all the details of the buyer. So it's got the buyer details. In particular, we're going to try and pick out the username, the extrinsic name of Alice. And we can pick up the other details as well. And I want those details in the cart. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so the cart has got user fake. Let's put in the raw XML. Insert. So raw XML. So I'm going to store the raw XML. We don't want to do this in general, but the raw XML is actually, this is what got sent as part of the put request. So it's only going to work if it's a put request, so we're going to get rid of that get in a minute. The raw XML should be in the request body, and I have to just check how to find that out. So let's have a quick look, quick Google. So we're using Flask, and I want the request body. Okay, how do I get the data received in a put request? But so this is request, so this is a put request. Okay, how do I get data received in a Flask request? And this is telling me how to get the post data, and I want the put data. Get and post. Okay, request data, that looks like it, but this is the question, not the answer. What does the answer say? Contains the incoming request data as a string. Okay, so it could be values. I don't want values, so values works well with a post request, but I think, although it didn't help the user, request.data is what I need. Let's see if we can get that. So this is request.data. And to use the request object, I have to import Flask and request. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so that's the request data going into the object. Let's save that and have another go. We'll go back and pick this one here. Okay, we definitely don't want to translate, but can you see the raw XML is this stuff here? You can't see it very well because it's an XML, and XML doesn't render very well in HTML, but if we look at the view source, can you see the XML document? Yep, that XML document that's described here is all there in there. So this is the XML document, starting here, raw XML, all the way down to there. Okay, it's not been formatted very nicely, but we can see that all the data is there. We could format that a bit more nicely, and to do that, we're going to start rendering pages. So let's also import, was it render template? Render template, I think that's how it works. Okay, so welcome to my shopping cart. Let's return render template. This is going to be shop.html. Okay, we don't want any of that. We don't want any of that. We just want to say cart equals, that's the parameter I'm sending in. Okay, and the cart has got it's got raw XML, we'll ditch that eventually. It's got a fake user, and it's got a product list. Okay, so we're going to need to make a template for that. So let's do that straight away. So make dir templates and vi templates, and it is shop.html. Okay, so this is HTML, and I'm bored of that already. So let's just get cracking. So H1, welcome to my shop. H1, and let's say here is your cart. What have we got in the cart? So you are, now it was cart.user, I think. I think that was user with a big U. And that was fake. So that's your username. And your cart is, and this was cart product list. So that's what you've bought. Your cart is. Your cart contains product list, and the raw XML looked like this. Okay, so XML has got loads of angly brackets in it, and HTML kind of strips them out. So I'm trying to think how to do that properly. Text area is quite good. So I can say I can create a text area. And I can put in the raw HTML. So that's cart.raw XML / text area. And let's make the text area nice and big. So cols equals 80, rows equals 20. Maybe we'll be able to see that a little bit better. So that's my template. So I don't have to do this view source anymore. So we'll go back and try again. Okay, this is looking nice. You are fake. Your cart contains nothing at all. And the raw XML looks like this. So this is the raw XML that we got in the setup message that we remembered. We put that in the cart, and I want to pick out bits of XML. Okay, so in the next video, we'll look at how we can parse XML using something called eTree, and we'll use that to pick up details like this thing here, this user ID, and maybe the first name and the second name. Oh, I hate that. How do we stop that? Underlining. Something like spell check equals none or something like that. Let's try. So HTML prevent spell check. Disable. I've been here before. How do you disable spell check? And I already used this, and I don't think I've upvoted. I should have done. This is a brilliant answer. That's what you got to do. Autocomplete off, auto capitalize spell check equals false. All of those things, and that will stop that annoyance there. So put all of those things: autocomplete off, autocorrect off, auto capitalize off, spell check false. Let's save that, and that's to fix this annoying underlining. Okay, there, that's taken off spell check. Okay, that wasn't important. What's important is how do we get details out of that? And to do that, we're going to need to parse the XML, and we'll do that in the next video.